This is a mountain meditation. It's usually done in a sitting posture. So taking up your sitting position, whether on a chair, cross-legged on a cushion, or perhaps using a meditation stool. Just arriving and taking up a dignified, upright posture. Just becoming aware of your weight dropping down. Being held, supported by the surface underneath you. Aware of the points of contact. Perhaps with the floor, the surface you're sitting on. Aware of your weight resting down. Being held. And as you sit tall, aware of your height going up. Tall back. Crown of your head uppermost. Shoulders wide and open, releasing any tension. And just bringing attention to the breath. Breath entering the body, breath leaving the body. Noticing movements in the abdomen. Each in-breath and each out-breath. The rhythmic rise and fall. Arriving at a sense of your body sitting. Sitting in stillness, just breathing. And as you sit here in stillness, I invite you to bring to your mind's eye a picture of the most beautiful mountain you can imagine, getting a sense of its form and its shape. And as you focus on the image and the feeling of the mountain in your mind's eye, noticing its overall shape, the lofty peak, and the base of the mountain, rooted in the rock of the earth's crust, and the steep, or perhaps gently sloping sides of the mountain. And noticing as well how massive it is, how unmoving, and how beautiful, whether seen from far away or perhaps up close. a beauty that comes from its unique shape and form, yet at the same time embodying universal qualities of mountainness which transcend particular shape and form. Perhaps your mountain has snow at the top and trees on the lower slopes. Perhaps it has one prominent peak, or perhaps a series of peaks, or a high plateau. However it appears, just sit and breathe with the image of this mountain, observing it, noting its qualities. And now see if you can get a sense of bringing the mountain into your own body, so that your body sitting here and the mountain of your mind's eye become one. Your head becomes the lofty peak, and your shoulders and arms are the sides of the mountain. Your buttocks and legs are the solid base, rooted into your cushion or the chair. And experiencing in your body that sense of uplift, sitting tall with the elevated quality of the mountain deep in your own spine. You're inviting yourself to become a breathing mountain, unwavering in your stillness, completely what you are, beyond words and thought, this centered, rooted, unmoving presence, just like the mountain. And during each day, as the sun travels across the sky, the mountain remains unmoving. Light and shadow and colours are changing virtually moment to moment in the mountain's stillness. Even the untrained eye can see changes by the hour. But as the light changes, and as night follows day, and day night, the mountain just sits, simply being itself. It remains still as the seasons flow into one another, and as the weather changes moment by moment, and day by day. Calmness persisting through all change. In summer there is no snow on the mountain, except perhaps for the very top, or in crags which are shielded from direct sunlight. And in the autumn, the mountain may have a coat of brilliant fire colours. In winter, a blanket of snow and ice. And in any season, it may at times be enshrouded in clouds or fog or pelted by freezing rain. The tourists who come to visit may be disappointed if they can't see the mountain clearly. But it's all the same to the mountain, seen or unseen, in sun or in clouds, broiling or frigid. It just sits, being itself. At times visited by violent storms, buffeted by snow and rain and winds of unthinkable magnitude. Through it all, the mountain sits. Spring comes, and the birds sing in the trees once again. Leaves return to the trees which lost them, and flowers bloom in the high meadows and on the slopes. Streams now overflowing with waters from the melting snow. And through it all, the mountain continues to sit, unmoved by the weather, by what happens on the surface, by the world of appearances. And as we sit holding this image in our mind, we can embody the same unwavering stillness and rootedness in the face of everything that changes in our own lives over seconds, hours, and years. In our lives and in our meditation practice, we experience constantly the changing nature of mind and body and of the outer world. We experience periods of light and dark, vivid colour and drab dullness. We experience storms of varying intensity and violence in the outer world and in our own lives and minds. Buffeted by high winds, by cold and rain, we endure periods of darkness and pain, as well as savouring moments of joy and uplift. Even our appearance changes constantly, just like the mountains, experiencing a weather and a weathering of its own. And by becoming the mountain in our meditation, we can link up with its strength and stability and adopt them for our own. We can use its energies to support our efforts to encounter each moment with mindfulness, equanimity, and clarity. It may help us to see that our thoughts and feelings, our preoccupations, our emotional storms and crises, even the things that happen to us, are much like the weather on the mountain. We tend to take it personally, but its strongest characteristic is impersonal. The weather of our own lives is not to be ignored or denied. It's to be encountered, honoured, felt and known for what it is, and held in high awareness. In holding it in this way, we come to know a deeper silence and stillness and wisdom than we may have thought possible, even right within the storms. Mountains have this much to teach us, and more if we can come to listen. Yet this mountain meditation is only a device, a finger pointing us towards somewhere. We still have to look and then go. So while the mountain image can help us become more stable, human beings are far more interesting and complex than mountains. We are breathing, moving, dancing mountains. We can be simultaneously hard like rock, firm, unmoving, and at the same time soft and gentle and flowing. We have a vast range of potential at our disposal. We can see and feel. We can know and understand. We can learn and grow. We can heal. Especially if we learn to listen to the inner harmony of things and hold the central mountain image through thick and thin. Just sitting with this image of unmoving stillness. Throughout the changing weather. Sitting like a breathing mountain. Embodying both stillness and a living, breathing ability to move at one and the same time. Unmoving, yet responsive. Sensitive to, yet holding a calmness throughout the changing weathers that come along. As we come towards the end of this practice, returning attention once more to the breath. So, sitting here in your mountain-like posture, feeling the breath coming and going. A living, breathing mountain. Focusing in again on your posture. Solid base. Uprighted. Just taking this image with you as you go about the rest of your day. taking this sense of stillness and calm. As you move about amidst the weather that's coming your way.